Last month, someone sent me a DM that said, Ryan, I'm 45. I've got $5 million saved, 2 kids in elementary school. Can I retire? And my answer, I have absolutely no idea. Now, before you click away thinking I'm the worst financial planner ever, hear me out, because the answer to can I retire at 45 with kids isn't about the number in your bank account. I've worked with clients who retired at 45 with less than $5 million, and they're doing great. And I've worked with clients who have had more than $5 million and they couldn't make it work. So today, I'm going to walk you through the real questions you need to answer before you even think about early retirement with kids. Because this isn't just about you anymore. You've got little humans depending on you. And if you're new to the channel, I'm Ryan Canfield, financial planner for millennial parents and business owners. So let's dive in. Here's why the can I retire question is so much harder when you have kids. Your timeline just got way more complicated. When it's just you or you and your partner, you can be flexible. Markets take a downturn, you just tighten up your belt for a year. You want to pick up some consulting work? No problem. But when you've got kids, you've got college tuition coming in 8, 10, 13 years. You've got braces and sports and summer camps and a million other things that you can't just not do. You can't tell your 10-year-old, sorry, buddy, the market's down this year, so no birthday party. And here's the thing that nobody talks about. Retiring at 45 with kids mean you're potentially funding your lifestyle for over 50 years. Think about that. 50 years. That's not retirement planning. That's multi-generational wealth planning. Most retirement calculators are built for people who retire at 65 and live to 85 or 90. That's 20 to 25 years. You're talking about twice that long, maybe even longer. So when someone asks me, is $5 million enough? I need to know a whole lot more about their life. So let's say you're seriously considering early retirement and you've got kids. Here are the questions I'm going to ask you, and you need to have really honest answers. First question, what does retirement actually mean to you? Are we talking about never working again, or are we talking about having the freedom to be selective about work? Because here's what I see with a lot of my business owner clients. They don't actually want to stop working. They want to stop working on other people's terms. So maybe you want to consult 10 hours a week on projects you actually care about. Maybe you want to start a passion project that might generate some income. Maybe you want to be the room parent and coach Little League without worrying about having to take PTO. That's a different financial picture than I'm never earning another dollar for the next 50 years. Question number 2, what's your actual annual spending? And I don't mean what you think you spend. I mean, what do you actually spend? Go pull up your bank statements and credit cards from the last 12 months. Add it all up. That's your number. Now, will that number change in retirement? Yeah, probably. You might not be commuting or buying work clothes, but you also might travel more or pick up more expensive hobbies like golf or eat out more because you're not exhausted after work. For this scenario, let's say you're spending $200,000 a year. That's roughly what I see my high-earning millennial clients who have kids spend. So question number 3, what about healthcare? This is the big one that sinks a lot of early retirement dreams. If you're 45, you got 20 years before Medicare kicks in. That's 20 years of paying for private health insurance for your entire family. And if you've been getting insurance through your employer, you might be shocked at what it actually costs. We're talking $2,000 to $3,000 per month or more for a family, depending on your plan and where you live. That's $24,000 to $36,000 per year just for health insurance. And that doesn't include your deductibles or any out-of-pocket costs. Question number 4. So what about college? Your kids are in elementary school now. In 8 to 13 years, they're going to be looking at colleges. Are you planning to pay for that? All of it? Some of it? A private university could run $80,000 to $90,000 per year by the time your kids are ready. Even state schools could be $30,000 to $40,000 per year. If you've got 2 kids and you're paying for 4 years each, even at state school, you're looking at $250,000 or more. Question number 5, what's your backup plan? Here's the question nobody wants to think about. What if the market crashes the year after you retire? What if we hit a prolonged downturn and your $5 million becomes $3 million right when you need to start drawing from it? Do you have other income sources? Rental properties? A business you could sell? A skill that maybe you could monetize quickly if you needed to? Or is it just the $5 million in hope? So let's do some rough math together. And I'm going to be conservative here because when you're talking about 50 years of retirement, we need to be conservative. The 4% rule, which is what most financial planners use, says that you can conservatively withdraw about 4% of your portfolio per year and not run out of money over a 30-year retirement. But you're not planning for 30 years. You're planning for 50. So let's be a little bit more conservative and say 3%. 3% of 5 million is $150,000 per year. Now, let's walk through expenses. Annual spending, $200,000. Remember, that's what I said earlier. Healthcare for family, about $30,000. That's already $230,000 per year. Wait a second. You're already spending $80,000 more per year than your designated withdrawal rate. Now, you might be thinking, but Ryan, what about Social Security? It's a good question, but here's the catch. You can't claim Social Security until 62 at the earliest, and that's 17 years away. And if you claim at 62 instead of waiting until your full retirement age, you're taking a permanent reduction in benefits. Plus, if you're making $200,000 or more per year now, your Social Security probably isn't going to replace anywhere near that amount. So for at least the first 17 years, you're living entirely off that $5 million. And you're exceeding your designated withdrawal rate every single year. Here's what that means. You're either dipping into principal more than you should, which increases the risk of running out of your money, or you need to cut your spending by about $80,000 per year. Can you do that and still maintain the life you want for your family? Maybe, but that's a big lifestyle adjustment. So is $5 million enough to retire at 45 with kids? The honest answer is it depends. It might be enough if you're willing to be flexible with your spending and have a detailed budget that you can actually stick to. Or if you have other income sources, even if they're small, like rental income, part-time work, consulting, or maybe you have a plan for healthcare that doesn't destroy your budget. Maybe you're comfortable with risk of market volatility over a 50-year period. Or maybe your kid's college is already funded separately, or you have a clear plan for it. It's probably not enough if you're planning to maintain a $250,000 plus lifestyle with zero income, or you have no healthcare plan beyond, we'll figure it out. You're counting on everything going perfectly for the next 5 decades, or maybe you have no flexibility or backup plan if things go wrong. And here's what I usually recommend to clients in this exact situation. Consider a glide path to retirement. Instead of going from full-time work to zero overnight, what if you transitioned over 2 to 3 years? Maybe you go part-time. Maybe you consult. Maybe you start a business that generates even $50,000 to $75,000 a year. That changes everything. That extra income doesn't just supplement your lifestyle. It lets your $5 million keep growing while you're in your 40s and 50s. And it gives you a cushion if the market doesn't cooperate. Look, I totally understand the appeal of early retirement. You've worked hard, you've built wealth, and you want to be present for your kids while they're still young. That's not just valid, it's admirable. But early retirement with kids is a different beast than early retirement without them. You have less flexibility, a longer timeline, and bigger financial obligations coming down the pike. So if you're sitting on $5 million and you're wondering if you can pull the trigger, here's my advice. Get really clear on your numbers. Not your hopes, not your estimates, your actual numbers. What you spend, what healthcare costs, what college will cost, what you need to feel confident. Then stress test the hell out of it. What if the market drops 30% the year after you retire? What if healthcare costs go up 50%? What if one kid decides they want to go to medical school? What are you going to do? If you can still make it work in those scenarios, then maybe you're ready. If not, there's no shame in working for a few more years or finding a middle ground where you work less but don't stop completely. Retirement isn't an all or nothing proposition. You get to design it however you want. The key is making sure the design matches the reality of your finances. If you're a millennial parent trying to figure out if early retirement is possible for you, that's exactly the kind of planning I do with my clients. We look at your whole picture and create a plan that actually works for your life. Hit that subscribe button if this was helpful. I put out videos like this to help you cut through the financial noise and make smart decisions for your family.